Welcome you to the series on Jatharagni, Part 1. Today's topic is Agni Sandokshana KRAMAM, EVAM AHARAVIDHIVISHESHAYATANAM, TATHAA AHARAVIDHIVIDHANAM. Agni is the fundamental force of intelligence within each one of us. Our doshas, dhatus, malas in every srotas of our sharira, wherein all of these are dependent on the mode of sustainability and action of Agni. Most importantly, through Ahara Sevana. This translates to the term Agni Sandokshana, both in the health and the disease state. In the next 5 minutes, let us explore the mode of Agni Sandokshana and its clinical utility. Firstly, the basics of Agni Sandokshana. The widespread understanding of the word Sandokshana is Agni Vardhana, Uddipana, Samvardhana or Sandipana, all referring to the quantitative and qualitative increase of Agni. But what we are less aware is to incessantly maintain the living state of Agni for lifetime is also Agni Sandokshana and is primary to any other actions involving the Agni. Agni is utmost needed for survival. In it lies the Bala, Prana, Arogya and Ayu. This is why Acharya Charaka has described Shante Agnau Mriyate Chiranjivati Anamayaha in Charaka Chikitsa 15th Adhyaya. Agni Moolam Dehadharanam Dhosha Dhatu Malamulam Sada Dehasya Deho hi Ahara Sambhavaha. We have to actually understand the interlinking connection that lies between these three phrases. For the normalcy of dosha dhatu mala, Agni has to be maintained in its natural state. Hence, one must always protect the state of Agni. Then, what causes Agni Sandokshana? Is it the Ahara, Vihara or the Manasika gunas that play an important role? Acharya Indu states, among all the influencing factors, Ahara is the most prominent and first or the foremost factor that hampers or enhances the Agni according to its consumption. Hence, Ahara Rupi Indhana is a must for Agni Sandokshana and not just Bheshaja, that is Aushadha, that means to say Agni Deepana Dravyas cause Agni Sandokshana. It is always the Ahara Indhanam, Dehasya Dharane Agnihi Prathamam Karanam. Then, can all kinds of Ahara cause Agni Sandokshana, or is it only the Hita Ahara? This is evident in the Samhitas that only Hita Ahara can cause appropriate Agni Sandokshana, as well as the Sama Avastha of Dosha, Dhatu and Mala. This has been stated in Charaka Sutra 25th Adhyaya 31st Shloka. That is, only Hita Ahara establishes the natural state of dosha dhatus in Sama stage and brings or reroutes those dhatus in Vishama stage back into its action. Hence, we should always carry out a proper pariksha to the ahara that we consume and make sure it is only Hita. Let us look at an example in this state. Agni lit by keeping only few log of wood, that is oil or ghee, with the consumption of oil or ghee. Then if more log is kept, Agni increases its capacity. That means for Agni to burn and be alive, primarily log of food serve as fuel and exactly the same in the Sharira as Hita Ahara acts as fuel, the Indhana becoming the reason for both Utpatti, Sthiti of Purusha. Then, how to select the Hitatama Ahara Dravya? The Hitatama Ahara Dravya could only be selected by following Ashta Ahara Vidhivisheshayatana. This has been described to give Shubhapala on consumption of Hita Ahara, both in healthy and ill health individual, whereas consumption of Ahita Ahara causes Ashubhapala. Hence, Hita Ahara is always beneficial for consumption. What would be the criteria for it? It could depend on Matra, Kala, Kriya, Bhumi, Deha, Dosha, Purusha, etc. आहारस्य विधावष्टौ विशेषा हेतुसंज्ञकाः शुभाशुभसमुत्पत्तौ तान् परीक्ष्य प्रयोजयेत्. Then, how to do this pariksha? This has been explained in Charaka Vimanasthana 1st Adhyaya. That is, the Ashta Ahara Vidhivisheshayatana. What are these 8 factors that are most important? Prakriti, Karana, Samyoga, Rashi, Desha, Kala, Upayoga Samstha and Upayoktra. Let us look at few practical implications. Under Prakriti, few examples have been mentioned. Prakrititama Hita is Dugdha. Prakrititama Ahita is Visha. Prakrititama Guru is Panasa. Ekanta Hita Dravya and Nitya Sevaniya Dravya aspects have also been elaborated in the Samhita. But why are these given so much of importance? Because only which are those Hita under the Prakriti cause Agni Sandhukhana, whereas Prakrititama Ahita Dravyas do not cause Agni Sandhukhana. Then coming to the examples of Samyoga. Hita Samyoga is Mudgayusha, whereas Ahita Samyoga, the best example is Kadali Pala plus Takra or Kadali Pala plus Kshira. Though it is an ahara which is most widely used in the Indian diaspora, this doesn't cause Agni Sandhukshana. And even the Ahita Samyogas like Nava or Virudha Dhanya, which is consumed along with Madhu, Paya or Guda or Masha. Then, under the examples of Rashi, Hita is Matra Ahara, while Ahita is Atimatra or Hina Amatra consumption. Ahita consuming like 3 glasses of payasa at a time will not cause Agni Sandhukshana, rather cause Mandata of Agni. In the example of Desha, Vrihi is Pitta Kartritvena Apatyaha, Sacha Anupadesha Yogat. Bhuyastaram Apatyo Bhavati. That means Vrihi, which actually causes the Pitta increase, is an Apatya, but more so it becomes an Apatya in the Anupadesha. But in the Dhanvadesha, that is in the Jangaladesha, Dhanvadeshe tu Hina Balo Bhavati. Then, under the Kala, Ahita in Hemanta Rutu is Vatala Laghu Ahara Pramitashana, while in the Hemanta Rutu, Hita is to consume the Ushna Jala. Hence, one must understand that composition, quantity of Ahara Dravya is decided by the Agni factor, and it is different for every individual with every meal in order to maintain the Sandhukshita state of Agni, so as to not cause Vishamata in Dosha and Dhatu as well. But more so we have to give importance here is that Agni Sandhukshana is not just in the purview of Jatharagni, but it is also to include the Dhatvagni and Bhutagni Sandhukshana, and this has been specially emphasized in Charaka Sutra 28th Adhyaya 3rd Shloka. So what we must do? We need to understand that Agni Moolam Dehadharanam. For the Dehadharana, Agni is the Moola. So, tyaga of the Vishama Hetu and Upasevana of the Sama Hetu causes the Samadhatu, and hence the Agni maintains this. So, finally, my question is Agnisandhukshana a one-time or a continuous phenomenon? The answer to this is, if Agnisandhukshana is a continuous phenomenon, then what is its mechanism? So, surely this Agnisandhukshana is a continuous mechanism. Agni influenced by Ahara, whereas Ahara again influenced by Agni. Codes for consumption of Ahara, and this is explained in Charaka Vimanasthana 1st Adhyaya 25th Shloka in the heading of AHARAVIDHIVIDHANA. केषाञ्चित् काले प्रकृत्यैव हिततमं भुञ्जानं भवति उष्णं स्निग्धं मात्रावत् जीर्णे वीर्या अविरुद्धम् इष्टदेशे इष्टसर्वोपकरणं नातिधृतं नातिविलम्बितम् अजल्पन् अहसन् तन्मना भुञ्जीत आत्मानम् अभिसमीक्ष्य सम्यक्. So let's know its mechanism. Ushna Ashana causes Udirana of Agni. Snigdha Ashana causes much more Udirana, that is causing more brighter, more luminous Agni, in other words causing Agnisandhukshana. That is, increasing the functional capacity of Agni very appropriately to the kind and mannerisms of food. Then Matra Ashana maintains and prevents the loss of Sandhukshita Agni and increases the Ayu. Jirne Ashanam further enhances the Sandhukshita Agni and increases the Ayu without causing any ill effect to Sama stage of Dosha and Dhatu. Further, Udirita Agni causes the functional improvement in gustatory perception, natural downward movement of Vayu, Samyak Pachana, and movement of Pakva Ahara towards the Guda. Hence, Ahara taken in Ajirna Avastha resulting in Ama, Leena Dosha, causes Avarana to the Tejafpata. In other words, it is Agnivaha Srotas. We need to clarify a point here. Not just 13 pairs of srotas are there, but there are much more and many more, and one among these is to identify the Agnivaha srotas in the reference of Sushruta Sutrasthana 46th chapter 513 shloka. This signifies that Jirne Ashniyat is the common treatment principle for all the Santarpanajanya Vyadhis, as this causes the best Agnisandhukshana. Each factor in AHARAVIDHIVIDHANA are interlinked to effectively cause Agnisandhukshana, not that any of them can be omitted. Hence, to conclude, Acharya Punarvasu signifies in Charaka Chikitsasthana Rasayana Adhyaya that every Sharira dosha is caused because of Gramya Ahara, and that is why Agnisandhukshana to be able to result in, we have to follow AHARAVIDHIVISHESHAYATANA and AHARAVIDHIVIDHANA, which further gives us Bala, Prana, Varna, Anamayatva and promotes the Ayu positively. While as if we continue to maintain the Mandagni state because of Vidhihina Ahara Sevana, there could result in Vyadhi Avastha, Satata Hetu Sevana or Kruchra Sadhya Vyadhi, and finally Marana can result in. Thus, every Purusha must understand his stage of Agnisandhukshana, influencing the dosha and identifying only Hita Ahara for Sevana to avoid the disease and continue to live healthily, giving importance to sustenance of Sandhukshita stage of Agni. With the Jiva Utpatti, Agni Utpatti comes. With Ahara, Agnisandhukshana is maintained. With decrease of Agnisandhukshana, Ahara intake, finally Marana occurs. Hence, let us summarize. With properly following the AHARAVIDHIVISHESHAYATANA and AHARAVIDHIVIDHANA, Agnisandhukshana occurs, that is the mode of continued sustenance, and it imparts the Bala, Prana, Varna, Anamayatva and Ayu. Shante Agnau Mriyate Chiran Jivati Anamayaha, and this is why Agnisandhukshana is needed. Thus concludes the mode of Agni Sandokshana theory, Ahara Vidhividhana and its clinical utility. With the absence of Ahara causes the extinguishment of Agni. Thank you.